Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a daily tarot oracle reading, Tattle Tales from the Vector. This is a general or a collective reading, so parts of it may or may not resonate with you. Take what works for you and just leave the rest. This is also a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. Whoops, hi Stella. This is the perfect time for you, but if it has been some time since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then, that will give you further clarity as to your situation now. I'm just double checking. Okay, we need to move this over a little bit. I was doing a different type of reading and now I'm doing this one. There we go. Okay, we have the cat. We're set. Hi, little girl. Did you want to join? All right, so we do have the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck is the Ten of Swords. This looks like it's going to be a reading and a half here. All right, we're off to a grand start here. We have the Ten of Swords, and the Ten of Swords is talking about sabotage, being stabbed in the back at least 10 times, left for unalive, laying there in the dirt, basically. And this is talking about a considered effort being made to put you in this position. This can represent a decade of energy. It could represent one person 10 times. It could represent 10 people. It could represent 10 groups of people. It just probably depends on how much money is involved in the situation, is usually when this card comes up, when there's some sort of money involved. So we will see. We could be wrong this time, but we will see if this is what the problem is. All right, so there's a reality check coming in. The tower is hitting. Now, I'm not sure if the tower hit and because of this, or if the tower hit and caused this. So we will see. This is talking about your intuition trying to tell you, hey, there's something going on here, but you don't hear it. And at first it's just a whisper. And then all of a sudden it gets a little louder, and it's like the frying pan treatment, where whack, you get a hit over the head with the frying pan and it hurts. And you're like, why'd you do that, universe? That hurt. Yeah, but not as much as it's going to if you don't get in, look at this situation more closely. And then the 2x4 comes and you still don't, and then all of a sudden the lightning has to hit your tower. So this is talking sometimes about something that you could have nipped in the bud, but you just didn't catch it in time. So it's a major now. And so whenever the tower hits, it's always very uncomfortable for everybody involved. But if you're on the right side of the law, then it's going to be a blessing for you in the end. And if you're not on the right side of the law, it's going to suck all the way around, basically. So this is talking about, the towers now been hit by lightning and the castle's on fire. Two people are falling out here, and one of them is shocked, and the other one is like, oh, I knew I should have done something about this sooner. That type of energy. Now we have the Wheel of Fortune. But what's interesting, I feel that this energy hit because of this, because we have the Wheel of Fortune turning now in your favor. So as long as you've been on the right side of the law and you haven't been involved in this, if you're the person down on the ground, basically, then the Wheel of Fortune is turning for you. It's in your favor. This is talking about three wheels actually coming together to come together into synchronicity to the now. And so that's the past, the present, and the future, moving into the now, converging, and the synchronicities supporting a much better outcome. So this is talking about change in fortune for the better. This is a Sagittarius energy. We just had that full moon in Sagittarius last night. It's a blue moon. It's got a big, powerful impact. You may have noticed it's quite emotional, and it's also very, very intuitive. So you may have noticed that you're having kind of like really extreme dreams, for instance. I've noticed my dreams have been very, very wild. I've had some crazy dreams the last couple days. So, and what's really interesting with people that I haven't seen for years just popping up in my dreams, like wild energy. So this is talking about, this being God's plan. And, on one of the three wheels on this Wheel of Fortune are the Hebrew letters for the name of God, which is Tetragrammaton. And a tetragrammaton is a sacred geometric symbol representing perfect equalization, unity, perfect order in God's plan. And so I just did a reading for Random Shift, and I'm going to post it in the morning after this one. But it was really interesting as well, and it was kind of talking about the timing, and that sometimes it can be really challenging to understand God's plan and God's timing. But it's not really up to us. We just have to go with it, go with whatever is happening and do our best. We have intuition here. So yes, this is a highly intuitive time right now. The High Priestess uses her intuition. She is sitting between two extremes, and she has to get neutral to all the information that's coming at her. This is, information equals energy, and this is 100% infinite potential to the power of infinity and beyond. So she has a lot of information coming towards her, and this can be overwhelming for a lot of people. But she uses her intuition to sort through the logical information coming through, and then be able to apply creative solutions to that by combining the two. She is actually sitting in extremes of all extremes. She's sitting in between this pillar representing Jesus and this one representing the devil energy. So there's a lot of energy there for sure. And then we have the Three of Swords, which is clearly heartbreak has happened on some level. This is talking about, it can be like a lot of gossip and slander. It can be harsh words being spoken. Sometimes in romantic love, this can be like a third-party energy dividing a couple. It can represent perjury in court. What else? It can also be like someone has their heart in their throat, and it's, they're afraid to speak their truth. Well, if you have this kind of energy coming at you, there probably is some fear involved. And maybe it is for speaking your truth that this is happening. Someone doesn't want you speaking your truth, or someone's. And so this is, when you first look at this, it's like, oh, could someone even recover from this? But when you look at it again, you realize the heart is actually quite big compared to the size of the swords. So this is, they're more like nails maybe. So maybe it's possible to heal from this. And this is also talking about, forgiveness and healing your heart. So that energy, that's basically saying that's what you need to do, is heal your heart. We do have the swords representing your thoughts, basically, and the thoughts of others. And this energy is, represented by, it's the element of air represented by the swords that represent your mental intelligence and discipline of your mind to be able to get through this and be able to heal from it. And quite often this card can also mean that a heartbreaking decision it needs to be made or has been made. Now this is talking about the Three of Wands. It's talking about expansion in your life, about wanting to move forward. This is very much, again, this Sagittarius energy from the full moon. I keep pointing at this because this kind of reminds me of that energy. This is actually a crystal that I probably picked up about 25 years ago. And it is featured in one of my paintings. When I get the reproductions done for my paintings, I'm having them worked on right now so that they're small enough so I can show you the dragons. They'll be ready in the next week or two. So in any case, this is talking about the Three of Wands, is the element of fire, and it's talking about wanting to make a forward movement. And, it looks like sand, but this is actually, the sun is shining on this water. So it's looking golden, and there's ships sailing by. Now this person is thinking about hopping on one of those babies and going for a trip. Now, sometimes this card can represent someone leaving being a couple and moving out on their own as a single person. And it's kind of this energy of third-party involvement. And this could represent someone going with the third party, or it could represent, but I feel this more represents the collective energy of leaving the relationship because of this and going forward as a single person. And he's thinking about hopping on one of those ships and just going for an adventure. There's these ships sailing by here. And then we have the wounded warrior energy. So there's 9 wands here, and 8 of them have been landed. So this is really like an accomplishment. This is saying, this, when the wands are planted like this, it's representing having put some energy, sown some seeds, and they've grown into these wands. And so, he has managed to do this despite all this energy that is like pretty, it's a lot here. And he looks like he has a headache. He's got a Band-Aid around his head there. He's leaning heavy on the 9th wand. There's only 10 wands, so he's planted 8, and this is talking about still up on his feet. And he may have been taken down 9 times already, and he's back up again. So this energy is about really being determined to stay on your destined path and taking strong actions to be able to do so, despite everything that's coming at you. And then we have, okay, so there is some regret or remorse around the 5 cups here. And so this quite often is this energy here. We have 5 cups here, and we have 3 of them are spilt. Now, this card quite often represents the energy of don't cry over spilt milk, because there's no point in standing there and crying. The loss has happened. Like when the milk is in the ground, you're not going to be able to recover it. In this case, we have 2 glasses of wine, and then we have a 3rd glass of another liquid. And that could represent that third-party energy, splitting this couple up. We have 2 cups standing here. And so this person could stand here for the rest of their life, and some people do. Some people never recover from a loss like this. But the best thing to do would be to, pick these 2 up, appreciate that they're still standing and knowing, okay, I have something to work with, and walking down that path, crossing that bridge over troubled waters to your castle. And you may notice the castle in the background there is half standing and half dilapidated. And so this is representing the energy. Is the glass half full, or is the glass half empty? What kind of an attitude are you going to take moving forward? Because that's going to make all the difference in the world. That's the difference between this person being able to get up and stand up again after everything that's happened. And then we have some sort of information or communication coming in from the Knight of Swords. The knights would travel far and wide throughout the kingdoms, and they would deliver messages throughout the kingdoms. In the old days, this was the only way of long-distance communication. And the Fool of Swords is sometimes considered to be like a fool rushing in type of energy. Generally, he's running away from something, or he's running in a panic towards something. The thing is, this is a mental intelligence and discipline of the mind. And whatever is going on here, like this could be written word or verbal word that he wants to deliver this message. And it's about this heartbreaking decision that needs to be made, or maybe that this person has made a decision. It could be this energy for sure, the sword energy, the people that are involved in this, trying to communicate with each other because they did not expect this person to get back up after this last sword that was just put in. And here they have, and he's like, I feel that's definitely the energy. You can see how he's almost in panic mode here. How the horse represents your heartfelt energy and passion for life. And this is talking about, look at this horse, is totally stressed out. And he's got a big red flag on the back of his head. We can only see half his sword, so he probably only has half the information. We can't see the point, and neither can he. Does he know the point? And he's pushing this horse very, very hard through barren land and against the wind. And even the clouds look like they've been just ripped into the sky. And so this is someone who's very stressed out, trying to get some, I feel it's about this information. This person got back up. You won't believe it. He's back up on his feet. and moving forward. He's in his castle right now. It's that type of energy. Who would have thought? And then we have the marriage, commitment, and partnership energy. So maybe they thought this, see, this is representing of ultimate fulfillment, or the beginning of it. And maybe they thought that if his partner cheated on him, that would definitely be the last, I was going to say straw, but in this case it's a sword. And that would be the final thing that would take him down, because this is representing someone that he has commitment to. This is actually the official marriage card in tarot. And I feel like it's talking about that energy, and they thought for sure this would take him down. Or maybe this was someone that, they maybe weren't married yet, but that he thought they were going to get married, and then finds out this, on top of everything else that's happening here, that there's been a third party involvement. But instead of staying down, he got back up, and he's looking for going on an adventure because he needs to plant another 2 wands here. He's already started on this one, and they're like, how is this possible? Like, this is like, I've got to get there and let them know that this didn't work, basically. And this is talking about temperance. Yeah, this is earth angel energy. This is when someone's on their destined path. The wounded warrior represents someone who was sent to do on a mission for God. And this is God's plan that he gets this done. And by God, he's going to get this done, literally. And so, this is, in the Bible, it says 144,000 angels come down to earth, are sent by God to make the world a better, more beautiful place. And the earth angel energy, this is that earth angel adding their own alchemy to the universal pool. And then their right foot is forward. So this is about taking action. And the left foot is grounded on earth. So bringing whatever that is down to earth. And look at, there's flowers already growing where his left foot is grounded. And this energy, he or she, and then this energy is talking about the path of glory. And so the sun at the end there represents following God's plan, following God's path, doing everything in your power to complete the mission. Temperance means that you have a good attitude, even through hardship. And look at this, we do have this energy again. These 2 cards are very similar. And when they come out together like this, and there's this reality check here, there's something else going on here that I want to talk about in a minute. But this is talking about someone he was standing at the turret of his castle, saying, I've got the world in my hands, but feeling like a big fish in a little pond. And the thing is, when you get to the top of your pedestal, if you just sit there and you don't keep going, then that energy, the universe will knock you off your pedestal. That's just the way it is. And so this is get back on your mission, that type of energy. And he recognizes that he needs to expand his horizons by, this is even maybe overseas energy. I feel that this is saying that the people involved in this energy are overseas, as well as, there's a lot of different areas of the world maybe that are involved. It's really weird energy that way. And we have the energy of the 1, 11, 11, 11, 11. When these all come out together like this is representing like a portal of energy where your intuition is being very, very loud. And we have this blue moon energy right now. We had that full moon on the 1st of May and a second one on the 31st. So this full moon is that blue moon energy. So it's super duper intuitive energy. And the universe is really wanting you to pay attention right now. So the 1111111 portal is basically a way that the universe communicates with us. And it's basically, the best way is just to describe what happens. I mean, you'll be sitting at your computer and all of a sudden you glance at the clock and it's 1:11, and then you're like, oh yeah, I have to, or it's 11:11, sorry. And then you're thinking, oh yeah, I have that appointment at 1:30. I need to look it up and see what the address is. And I also need to check Google Map, find out how long is it going to take me to get there. And you have a rough idea, but not 100% sure. So you look it up and it's at 111 11th Avenue, and you're like, okay. And then it's 11 minutes from where you're at. All right, so as you're leaving the house to get to the appointment, you glance at the clock and it's 1:11, and you're like, oh, perfect. I have 20 minutes to get there. But on the way there, there is a detour. And you're like, oh no, like I want to get there on time. But the vehicle in front of you moves right away. And it's just a short detour, and it's on the license plate is the number 111. And so this is the energy of how the universe speaks to us with this portal. And it basically what it's saying is at this time you are manifesting at a very high level. So be very careful where you let your thoughts go. You want to keep your thoughts on where you want to go, not on the difficulties on how to get there. And you'll notice after that you'll start seeing 111 and 1111 everywhere. And when you see it, if you check your thoughts, you'll notice that you're probably, we're just thinking a negative thought. And we can get into the habit of just starting to have negative thoughts and negative self-talk. And so this is talking about at this time, it's really important to be able to heal. You need to, be talking yourself up, not down. So, and we can get in the habit so much of doing that, we don't even notice we're doing it to ourselves. So this is now the King of Wands energy coming in. Lots and lots of wand energy. Lots of fire here. Enough to take this lightning hitting this tower. And then we have this King of Wands energy, which is, the King of Wands is one of 4 kings in the minor arcana. And he is considered to be the sexiest of them all, and a visionary, someone that, someone you wouldn't want to kick out of bed for eating crackers. Like, you could forgive this king anything because he's very charming and smooth, and he's really a lot of fun to be around. He has an optimistic attitude and a good sense of humor, so it's like an energy that a lot of people enjoy. You can count on him to usually be in a pretty good mood when everybody else is freaking out. And the energy here, he has the wand, which is representing fire and the passion and passionate action. He also has these salamanders, and there's a salamander with the tail in the circle here, and the lion, and that is representing that he has protection from fire. And I noticed a while back on the throne, this actually looks like a face. There's 2 eyes here, and there's a mustache, and smoke coming out of the nose and the mouth. And this could just mean that he is smoking hot, because he is, or it could mean where there's smoke, there's fire. So you have to remember about the King of Wands. If it's, when it comes to matters of the heart, he has a tendency for his love of adventure and his love of, new projects and new energy to bleed into his romantic life. So he would be one of, like all the fire sign energies, they are usually the last to mature when it comes to settling down for marriage. And so this energy is representing, if there's smoke, there could be fire. This is someone who has a tendency to be in several relationships, play the field until he's ready to settle down, if ever that is. The fire energy, they value their independence. So it takes them a while, longer than most of the other signs, to settle down. And we do have we have this energy of the shift disturber. Oh, Lordy. So the shift disturber, he's a walking contradiction. We don't know what the heck he's up to. Generally, though, it's an awkward energy. This is a walking contradiction. And sometimes it can be a real pain in the butt energy, because we don't know what he's up to, but he's got 2 swords planted and he's walking off and he's sneaking off with these other 5. Now, why he's doing that, we do not know, but he is looking back at the past, and this energy is, he's got this bright red hat and these bright red boots, and yet he's sneaking around in broad daylight. So if he is a thief and he's stealing these swords, sometimes this could represent about intellectual material. It can represent, patents, that type of energy. Also, this is him looking into the past, but moving forward and not watching where he's going. And sometimes this can represent white collar crime. Like this is someone in broad daylight, like he sticks out like a sore thumb. And, this could be someone sitting at his desk and everybody's like, oh, Joe is such a hard worker. He's always at his desk. He doesn't even take his lunch hour. And he's actually, doing money laundering, identity theft, forgery. He's pushing paper, and that's in broad daylight. And everybody's just like, what a good guy. You can always count on him to hold the fort down during the lunch hour. He's like, no, I'm on a roll here. It's that kind of energy. The thing is, too, when you see how he carries these swords, I mean, who carries swords like this? Like, I've never seen anyone carry swords like this. These are super sharp, and if he slips, which he very easily could, trip here, and, he's going to really hurt himself. If he's this dangerous with his own energy, how dangerous do you think he would be with someone else's? And the other thing is that this card can sometimes represent the 7-year itch. And this is a phenomenon when people tend to get married. They've tracked it. They're most likely actually to get divorced in the first year. Like, this was just a bad idea kind of energy. That would be if, someone is getting married before they're ready to, and they didn't realize what a huge commitment it would be. And then the other time frame is between the 7th and 8th year, and they call it the 7-year itch. And statistically, that's the next most likely time that someone's going to get divorced from a relationship. And also, if someone purchases a home, a lot of times after people buy a home on between the 7th and 8th year, that's when they'll say, we don't want to live here anymore. We're ready to move. For whatever reason, it doesn't matter. It could have been, a good purchase and all of that, but they 7 years in one place is their limit. And it can also happen in business. So they've tracked this, and this is not uncommon. So this person might have the 7-year itch, and that's why he's sneaking away. We don't know. So you might know if this is, happening in your energy. Really interesting here, though. We have the soulmate card coming in. So we have these 2 cups, which are representing a soulmate energy. So this is a spiritual as well as physical relationship. So this is talking about 2 cups, the masculine and the feminine energy coming together. This can represent a soul contract that they'll get together at some point in this lifetime and empower each other to move forward in a strong way. Now, quite often this is a romantic relationship, but it doesn't have to be. It could just be 2 people that get, meet and get together, and it's like, hey, I know you. Yeah, I know you too. And so when the timing is right, they come together and they combine their energy. And this is talking about communication with the higher self network, with the Most High, and being very connected and very intuitive, and coming together at this time to benefit each other. And they are, this sometimes, if that's not representing another person coming in, it can be you coming together with your masculine and feminine energy and being 100% connected to source energy. But most times this is representing a soulmate connection coming in. This will quite often be someone that you would not normally date. Like, it would be someone different from your normal sphere. And it could be a very committed relationship. Like and it comes in kind of, healing after healing this energy, or it does help to heal this energy here. But this is definitely a commitment that was destined to be made. And then this is the hangman. And so the hangman does not take action until he hangs from the tree of life. He wants to know what is the best action to take. So he's looking at the situation from every perspective. So basically, this could be talking about, people that get together and they're like, why are we doing this? Like, what is this? Because it's from out, it feels otherworldly. But he's hanging there and he's going to look at this from every perspective before making this decision. And this sometimes can also talk about this taking a long time, the conditions have to be just so for these two to come together to be able to empower each other at this time. And then we have, yes, it's a passion for getting together. It's an unexplainable passion. This is like talking about, the Page of Wands. This is the first real communication that we have coming in other than the Knight of Swords. So this energy, and you notice his tunic here, what he's wearing, how it has that same energy here. So he works for the King of Wands and he's delivering a message. He's coming through. This is saying there's some sort of information coming in, just like the Knight of Swords. But this is a page. The pages would be someone who, they would start to work for the King and Queen around 7 to 14 years of age. And that may sound young, but back then, remember, the life expectancy was only half of what it is now. And so he is, this is a real coup for him to have this position. It would be a way better occupation than for most people. And when he's 21, he might even be considered for knighthood if he can afford to purchase a horse. His element is the element of the fire, of the wood, of the passionate action. And so the thing you have to know about the Page of Wands, when he comes in with his message, it is generally like, you have to take it with a grain of salt because he's very passionate, enthusiastic. He loves his wand. He looks up to it, and quite often he's thinking with his little head rather than his big head, thinking about passionate action instead of what his mind is supposed to be on. So you have to, take his information with a grain of salt. And so he may have scrambled the information in some way. We don't know for sure as of yet. But it is optimistic and it is passionate, and it most likely is coming in from the King of Wands because he is working for the King of Wands. And then we have an Ace of Pentacles coming in. So the Ace of Pentacles is talking about a reward coming in for getting this done. You're finally, God's like, finally, they're back on track here. This type of energy. This has been a long go here. And this is talking about, you're being rewarded now. There's a gift of Pentacles coming in. This is a reward for following your North Star, for being in the correct energy to get the mission completed here. And so the Pentacles in Tarot, is that the first Pentacle that we have here? Yes, it is. So this is a large pentacle. You may notice this is a big reward. The Pentacles are talking about health, wealth, and happiness in the third dimensional world. And it's talking about, of course, a big part of that is coin. You need to have money to be happy these days for sure. But you could have all the money in the world and still not have your health and, love in your life. So you wouldn't be living your best lifestyle. This is talking about lifestyle as well as like the coin, basically. And that would probably be what they were trying to keep you from having, you see. That's why they went to such hard work for this. How do they know about this? I do not know. It could be spies energy. Quite often, this energy can be talking about an investigation, and it might be an illegal investigation. Someone who has the power to do investigations, and they're supposed to be on the right side of the law, but they use that power in an illegal way, basically, because there is a big pentacle here of energy. So let's see what else is going on. Yes, and they were celebrating too soon. Here comes the 3 celebrators. This is not my favorite card. It always comes out in these situations. It literally almost, these three almost always come out with this card and this card. It's just almost automatic. So this is, this could be the third party energy, you know, that cause problems in a couple. It can be, you know, this energy here, being disappointed, being in regret or remorse. This could be the person that thought the grass was greener on the other side, or this could be the person that thought that that walked away from the relationship because of the third party energy, or this could be the third party energy themselves regretting that this ever happened, that it wasn't worth it, whatever. It could go several ways, but I feel this energy here was, this is what they thought the wounded warrior was not going to get up from. They thought this will take them down for sure, but it didn't. And so now they were celebrating too soon. These three are toasting each other, but no one's looking at each other. And so they're not toasting each other. They're toasting something that happened. And then now I think they found out it's backfired, or it hasn't, it didn't work. And so they were celebrating too soon. And I feel this is something to do with this energy, the heartbreak here coming through. And when this energy didn't take the wounded warrior down, now we're in the energy of, oh, that's what this knight is so upset about. I got to get to them and let them know. And this energy here, you know, when you toast people, this is how you want to toast. You know, if you're going to toast someone, this is how you should toast them, right? Like this. You look them in the eye and you care about them and you're like, congratulations, it's great to see this happen for you, this type of energy. And look at the difference here. And that's in a lot of cultures, if you toast someone and you don't look them in the eye, they will freak out on you, because it is considered, in Europe, they have a big superstition there about it, that if you don't look someone in the eye when you're toasting them, it could be 7 years of bad luck for your love life, and they don't want that. And it's not just for you, it's for them too. So they'll let you know. And so this energy is, it's just not, like, for matters of love, what would be the point of not looking at each other then? And then we have this card of reconciliation. So this could talk about someone racing in from the past to try and, hey, let's get together again, kind of energy. Let's see if we can make this work. And so this energy is definitely, reconciliation is talking, there needs to be some sort of forgiveness for reconciliation to happen, some sort of energy of needing to heal your heart. And this can be talking about people from the past, and it's sitting on the Page of Wands. So sometimes this energy, when the Page of Wands shows up, it can talk about, you know, someone that you knew in elementary school, in high school, or maybe even in, you know, early college days, that type of energy. That could have been you could know them from way back when. And that could be representing the soulmate energy coming in, someone that, you know, has been, you haven't been in a relationship with them, but you knew them back then. Or this could be talking about, like, this kind of energy coming in and saying, hey, let's have a second go. And they're kind of lined up together here. And so you want to be really careful. People have a tendency to show you who they are the first time around. But I feel this might be saying that this soulmate energy could be someone from your past that you went to school with, like someone that you haven't seen for maybe 7 years, 14 years, 21 years. And it's just another idea. And at the same time, this other energy might be trying to come in to get you to, like, this is about commit to them instead of this person, so that they can take control of this situation again. So that would be up to you. But generally people do show you who they are the first time around, so it's best to believe them. Now, and this card is full of illusions. So this can also talk about needing healing from your childhood, something that happened back then. And, you know, this, it looks like there's children playing, and they're playing with these potted plants, and there's someone watching over them. But when you look again, this card reminds me of like Paris, just outside of Paris. I was there at one time, and it reminds me of the houses in the country there. That type of energy. They just look similar to this. In any case, though, the reason why I've got Paris on my mind is I was just watching it being on, it's totally on fire. Like they had a football match, and apparently, I don't know what happened. I didn't have a whole lot of time to look at it, but it was very sad. There's a lot of the Eiffel Tower. The beautiful Eiffel Tower is almost on fire. And then there was someone climbing onto the statue that sits out, Jean d'Arc's, you know, that building there. And it was just like, but then I had to do the reading, so maybe that's why it's coming up. I don't know. There's something about that energy. It's just, So, yeah, there's like weird energy out there right now. So be careful about that. This is talking about, you know, the illusions maybe from your childhood or from that time back then, or illusions that are happening now around this situation. And this is like this, you know, this is not two children playing together. This is a gnome, and this is a little woman. And from the back, she looks like a hag, and from the front, she looks like a young woman. They both are wearing a white mitt. And this is saying they don't want to get their hands dirty. But the old hag, she is like, we don't want your stupid flowers, go away. And the young woman is being people-pleasing. She's being nice, and she's explaining how, well, we just don't want to get our hands dirty, instead of just, you know, saying, like the old hag, go away. And it's really interesting because they're both wearing this white mitt that is saying they don't want to get their hands dirty. And then there's these white flowers here, which are represent innocence in tarot. But these flowers are not innocent flowers. These are from the nightshade family. This is Datra, and Datra is sometimes used by shamans to produce visions in ceremonies to help you heal from childhood wounds. But if it was ever given to children or pets, they could become very, very ill from ingesting this. You would never let children play with this plant in a million years, like no way. And so this is, but they're not children. And the shamans, they know what they're doing, and they're dealing with adults. And then this person in the background is not a watchman. It's someone, just some stranger walking by. So the whole thing is saying, like, you know, there could be things in your childhood that are, you know, you remember it this way, but like that's the way you were told back then, the way things were. Maybe that's not how they really were. So there's sometimes that type of energy also percolating here in the background. And then we have, oh, and this also, this card with the white mitt, with the white glove treatment, can also be the slow dagger treatment, which is tactics that sometimes social secret society energies use. So yeah, it's just like, whoa, there's a lot of energy at this reading. We do have a rebel with a cause coming in now. So this is another knight now coming in. Now look at this. Look at this. This is the same person coming in now. Look at that. Because this is, this Page of Wands, this is him grown up now, and he's now a Knight of Wands, and he's still working for the king. Huh. So there is that energy I'm talking about. This is someone you already know, this soulmate energy. You know them. And there's also someone coming in to try and stop you, or has been coming in to try and stop you. And they are also someone from your past. But this one, I feel you've had a relationship with. You know who this one is. This one could be someone from elementary school, high school, and whatever. And so the Knight of Wands is a rebel with a cause. And he's coming in all passionate. And look at the feather on his cap now is a big plume. And this is saying that he has learned, he has a temper and he knows it. And he can be impulsive and he knows it. but he also knows that he's can rein his emotions in and discipline his mind, and he's learned to do that. And you notice how he is also wearing this tunic with protection from fire, like the king, the page, and him. And this energy, the horse is rearing up. It's representing your heartfelt energy and passion. And you notice how the pyramids are in the background further away now. This is representing that he's already looked into that wonder, and he's looking, you know, he's got life experience now. So that's talking about this energy coming in. Interesting. So this could be someone that you've known, that you know of, that you that's from your past. It could be 7 years, 14 years, 21 years ago, or when you were 7, 14, 21, or something like that. It's got something to do with that. It's definitely, and it's sitting right on top of this soulmate energy. Interesting. Okay, so we're getting there. And then we have the 5 of Swords energy, cutthroat energy. Definitely. This is sitting on this energy here, on the sneak. Like, look at, we have 3 swords being used in these 2. Like, what's this about? This past energy here. That's what it's about. The sword energy. How many? So we've got this sword energy, and now it's up here. But what I want to point out here is this energy here is cutthroat energy, and this person has already taken 2 people down, and he's like, I will fight for what I need to. I'm willing to risk it all. I'm on a mission, and I will stand. I'm gonna, this is this energy now. I will do what I have to get my reward. I've worked hard for it. And this can also be, so that's outer conflict. And look at again at the clouds. You notice they're the same as the clouds here. And this can also represent inner conflict. So this person, you know, this can talk about 3 different versions of this person. And this is talking about the subconscious mind, the unconscious mind, and the conscious mind. These 3 here. And then this is talking about using, look at, that's like almost like these 2 swords that were planted here. But this is using, these are double-edged swords. So they are using your intuition and your logic. And so this is saying, like, your subconscious mind is from when you are really young, before 6 or 7. And it is the thoughts that you have that are actually made up of the thoughts of the people who were in charge of your care. And we don't remember much of that, but it's heavily imprinted on us. And so the subconscious mind and the unconscious mind is our soul, basically. And so your spiritual needs. And a lot of people will agree, yes, I'm a human with a soul, but this is saying, from the soul's perspective, this is a soul traveling in a human body, and if the soul's needs aren't met, it will start arguing with the subconscious and the conscious mind. The conscious mind is, hey, I just cleaned these 2 guys' clocks, and I'll clean yours too if you come at me. I'm on a mission. And so this is this rebel with the cause energy. And now, look at this. We have these 3 swords can be represented in this energy, that now the heart is healed, and the subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind are now all plugged into your heart, into your authentic desires, and you're on your path. And that's that. That's that. Really good energy there. And then at the top, we have the cup of love coming in. So I do feel that then that represents, this is a solid offer. The King of Cups is offering a cup of love now. And this is talking about not hanging around and waiting anymore. This is the cup of love from the soulmate energy. And so this is talking about a solid offer. And he's out in the middle of this, you know, rough water. And rough water in tarot represents volatile emotions and also, you know, real chaos around you. And so this is talking about being able to rein that emotion in. I feel like these kings, this is the one person, what they've gone through to get to the top of the pyramid here. To reclaim their castle is what I'm picking up. Interesting. Interesting energy. And so we've got from the bottom, we have a reality check, a big tower hits. So basically he's knocked off his tower here. He already was feeling like a big fish in a small pond, but now he is forced to move forward. And if you're standing at the top of your pedestal for too long, the universe will always knock you off, because you're supposed to continue to become better and better version of yourself, not just sit there, or stand there and try and make up your mind. This is talking about the King of Wands moving forward with passion on a new discovery. And this is talking, I feel, about this energy here, coming towards this energy to stop him from offering a cup of love to a soulmate energy. And this is talking about taking discipline of the mind and healing that heart, so that this wounded warrior is now in a rebel with a cause. And he's like, don't mess with me, because I'm not in the mood. And this is where I'm going. I'm back on the top of my pedestal. And this is talking about this energy from the past trying to come in. Good luck. You're not going to stop it. This energy they have been able to slow it down. But this is the silly part that I don't get, that people don't understand. Like, you can do all these things. You can cause a delay, but you can't take someone's destiny from them that God has planned for them. And how do you know that you're not just part of God's plan, so that this person becomes stronger within themselves to be able to complete the mission? Like, the wounded warrior energy is a different energy. It's like when someone's destined, they're going to get back up. They're not like other people. They're not going to stay down. And I do feel that this energy is also talking about part of the mission would be like to stop these people from doing. How many people have they done this to, that they're so sure of themselves, How many victims have they left laying on the ground there, not wanting to get back up? And so this is talking about, the rebel with a cause is a true hero on a mission. It's a pretty wild one too. There's a lot of energy in this reading. But I feel like that's part of this energy. And a big part of it also is that Uranus, which can be a pain, is, in the sign of Gemini for the next 7 years. And the last time it was in the sign of Gemini was in 1941 to 1949. So it's going to be, Uranus is going to be in the sign of Gemini for the next, till 2033. So the truth is coming, and Uranus in Gemini wants the truth to come out. And so we're seeing a lot of truth coming out, and we can get used to it, because it's going to be there for the next 8 years. So yeah, some of them, like when I saw what was going on in Paris, I was just like, oh my Lord, like what the, oh, it's such a beautiful city. And yeah, it's so sad to see. So hopefully I'm going to look into it when I'm done with this. Okay, are you going to be a good girl? We're almost done here, Stella. She's been a little off today. So we have the Hangman energy here to begin with. These cards, the numbers on them represent the energy of, or the numbers of the cards as they are listed in my gallery. And this is my Oracle, Tales from the Vector. My website's talesfromthevector.com. In the gallery, I have all 64 paintings listed, and I will put them in the order they appear here so you can take a look at them. And then you can maybe see if they can give you further clarity. So we have the Hangman here in this reading twice, and it's this energy. Yes, this energy has definitely slowed the rebel with a cause down, but it's also made him way stronger. So the wounded warrior energy has now morphed into this FU energy, EF. External forces coming in to make someone stronger by putting them through so many trials and tribulations. And then this is the falling and failing in love is a matter of I. And so this is talking about opening up your heart chakra I feel like this reality check is just bursting things open. And so if you're on the right side of the law, it's going to be a blessing in disguise. And if you're on the wrong side of the law, basically you celebrated too soon. Yeah, you did slow things down, but maybe that was God's plan, you know, like, so that I don't get like this idea that, you know, you're not fighting, you know, you're fighting someone that you think is alone, but they're not alone. They are, the Most High is like, they're part of the plan. So it's already happening on the spiritual realm. And this card can sometimes represent police coming in. When the Chariot is coming down, it's justice coming through, karma coming through. And it's like a tank. It just boom, 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 just carries the rebel with a cause to their goal. Like the wounded warrior is going to make it through. And whatever time that they've lost, they're going to gain, because this tank will just run over every obstacle that comes in the way. And then we have lack of awareness. Yeah. So sometimes, you know, from doing these readings, I figure that a lot of times when love is involved, people are actually blind, and it's not so much a lack of awareness. Sometimes it's a lack of wanting to believe things, or wanting to see, like, to accept that, oh yes, this person, there could have been this energy here, could have been someone you were even married to, you know, that energy. And this could be someone that was really significant to you, and you didn't want to see them in a bad light. And this is, never underestimate the power of willful ignorance. And basically, all this did was cause a bunch of missed opportunities. That's all it did. We do have Gemini here, and Gemini, I feel, is representing that energy of, you know, what I said about Uranus moving into the sign of Gemini from, like, the last time was 1941 to 1949. Come on, little girl. Oh, I know you've had a sick tummy today. All right, so then we have the Magician here, and this is talking about an energetic upgrade. And so the energy is, you know, saying, like, even all of this that happened, it has made the wounded warrior stronger. So now he's a rebel with a cause, and he's stronger than ever from everything that you've put him through. When the horoscope signs come in, I just want to point out, in a general collective reading like this, this is not talking about individuals. I'm talking about what can we learn from each of the signs. We have Aquarius saying, again, bringing in that Uranus energy, saying, you know, that this energy is about observing the situation, and then being able to move forward in small ways, and just keeping on getting up and moving forward, because you just tweak it a little bit so that you can get up and keep moving. And we have harmony in the throat. So harmony in the words here is coming in with this, and like when this energy got back up again, I feel like after this reality check, things are shifting now. And this energy here about harsh words being spoken, all of this energy, gossip, slander, all of that is being healed. And there's going to be harmony in the situation. This is now a foolhardy journey. You can anticipate a strong results. So long as you stay on your path now, you're on the Chariot, it's moving forward, you can anticipate a good result. And then we have this energy here of, yeah, you have to have a really inflated ego to think that you're going to be victorious in this energy of thwarting God's plan and the universal structure, basically. Like, it's like, okay, whatever, you are all that. Go for it. Major transition coming in. This is again talking about it's time. It's all about timing, really, is what happens. And what is this about? Attachment. So this energy is talking about people getting attached, and it's basically what's yours is mine, and what's mine is mine. So someone got attached to the rebel with the cause's purpose, and they were like, well, I could do it better than them. Like, if all of us get together, we'll be able to take this King of Wands down. Like, hey, we'll be able to do that. Not so much. It's kind of like, yeah, having a bit of a blind spot, scotoma. So this is talking about when having a blind spot. You can't see what's really going on, and that's because it's God's plan, and it's meant to happen that way. So everything that happened, I just feel like, because this card is coming out, and it's about having like the wounded warrior, when they're on their path, they have the strength. God gives them the strength and the courage to be able to keep moving forward. And so they're not alone on this path. And so what you couldn't see is that this was destined to happen, and that this cup of love is coming through, and that these soulmates are going to be on their destined path together, whether you want them to be or not. And they are going to get this reward of this giant pentacle, which is talking about having a beautiful lifestyle. And you are not. Your attachment to this, instead of working on your own destiny, to pour all that energy into someone else's and try and change it, is just like that. Yeah, you have to have a really big ego. Let's just put it that way. All right, so this is another interesting reading. It's been, there's been some really interesting readings in the last while with this full moon, blue moon energy. I do hope you've enjoyed this. Give it a like and comment. I really appreciate them. It helps me build my channel. And also consider subscribing. I would be honored if you did so. Bye for now.